welcome to King's Crossing, Season 1, Episode 39. Joined today by Pickles playing Grunkle, our foreign ogre berserker, and Fred playing the stout, stubborn dwarf named Torvekek, who profession man-at-arms, if I remember correctly. Diggy hole. So yeah, we're here, we're playing King's Crossing. That's basically what's going on. So recap, a lot has happened. So you guys headed north out of Arwin's Rest, the town, the local town that you guys have been kind of in during this adventure. And you headed north kind of by the lead of two of your party members, Adarag and Nimwort, a halfling and a gnome. Which basically had the goal of reconnecting with the swamp dragon known as Atlas, north of town. However, upon reaching north of town, they realized that they couldn't not communicate with it, and so Adarag stepped back through a broken ashen tree, which had opened up a realm door, into this other realm that was populated by tree folk. Stepping back into that realm, they noticed that the tree folk were trying to close that realm door. They didn't want that door open anymore. And so, as Adarag was trying to kind of talk to the tree folk, which he also couldn't do, Grunkle ran in after Adarag to try and save him. However, then they were both trapped on that side as the door closed. As the door closed, Nimwort popped his head through and the door shut, cutting off Nimwort and locking you two over there. Along with Torvekek, half of Torvekek had found its way into that realm. Now, while you guys were over there, Adarag had connected with the ancient willow tree folk, and basically concocted a deal to become a tree folk, learn their plight, and they would allow you guys to escape to go solve this issue. And so they allowed you guys to go back to the realm door. You guys had to figure out how to open the realm door. Thankfully, Torvekek on either side connected the idea and was able to open the realm door. Now that you guys are back on your side, reconnected, the realm door once again was shutting, and half your party decided they were going to go with Nimwort and shut themselves inside the realm door and go wherever he went to try and rescue him or save him. So once again, the realm door shut, the ashen tree closed, and Wilfer, Nimwort, Adarag, and half of Torvekek are gone. Once again, the half of Torvekek is split in half. He's been that way for almost the entire season, between body and soul. And so his soul person is gone.
Wait, you said almost the entire season?
Yeah, you cleaved yourself in half at the same time that you cleaved the tree.
The stump.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, so I just realized it after.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
This puts a new light on our arguments about different tunnels. Grunkle arguing that trees can make good tunnels too. You're severed from your nature side.
That's what it is. Yep.
Yeah, that's why you don't get the argument. Sorry.
So we find Grunkle and Torvekek stood here in the glade. The ashen tree back as this once was. The swamp dragon Atlas was basically told to fuck off by Wilfer. And most of your party lays dead. We have Mount Starlight to the east of you, overreaching. Kind of see it kind of reaching up out of the sky, into the sky, excuse me. You have Arwin's Rest to the south of you, the ocean to the west of you, and unknown. You guys haven't been any further north from here, so unknown what's north. But that is where we leave you guys at. You know the source of corruption and the cause of kind of the sinking of Arwin's Rest, the plagues that are riddling through the area, are on top of the mountain. However, as I discussed in Discord, kind of connecting a lot of the dots and piecing together some of the pieces, you guys know that you do not have the full picture yet. There's still one avenue that has been unexplored that you guys don't know the answers to. So it's up to you guys, and I'm saying this half-heartedly because we talked beforehand, and it's really not. We kind of have an idea of where they're gonna go, but how about this? I'm gonna pitch it off to you guys. You guys tell me where you go and what you want to do.
All right. So we can't go up the mountain because we need the other guys to do it, and they're dead. So we're probably going to turn around, say screw this. Can't do it on our own. All the smart people are dead. All that's left is a dwarf and an ogre, and neither are particularly known for being clever.
Can we take a moment? Grunkle would look to Torvekek and point at the bodies and be like, everybody's gonna blame the ogre for this. I want you to tell me that when people say ogre did it and bit off all their heads, Grunkle did not bite off all heads. Not even one. The last
for
part.
For once, it's not your fault.
Yeah, I just when they come after me, I want you to be.
There is nobody left to come after you.
Oh well, good point.
There's literally no one left to come after you. I think you'll be fine. So we're going back to town to figure out what the fuck to do now, right?
I don't want to, but I feel like.
What the fuck else are we going to do?
I felt a lot more confident with more of our team on our side.
Yes. And then they were overcome by a bout of insanity and had their own heads cut off.
That's why you don't learn how to read. It only leads bad places. All those thinky sorts.
That's what you got out of this?
Yeah. And also we need some backup. You're right. The army isn't full. Let's head back to town. See if we can find anything. Maybe something will become more clear.
What is going to become clear? That we need to get out of here like I suggested before?
What do you mean by get out of here?
Like leave.
Oh yes, we should leave this spot. Is the dragon still here?
No, Wilford sent the dragon away.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Yep.
Yes, we probably should leave this glade.
I meant leave town entirely, but sure, that's a good start.
Leave this town when it's in need of us?
I don't know if you've noticed, Grunkle, but there's not really anybody left that needs us. They're kind of all dead.
There are still people. And
Like
they need
who?
us. Grunkle not good with names on the spot. There's Bearman. That I saw in the vision when we were in the field, and then he manifested in town. There's family of the bartender. Bartender might be alive. Don't really remember, actually. We met some people, but we didn't meet all of their families.
Pretty sure the bartender's dead.
There's a fisherman. I'm pretty sure still alive. 2 fishermen, hopefully.
I did. Fine. We'll go back to town and figure it out from there, yeah?
Yes. Yes. I was about to say I never knew a dwarf to be a quitter, but...
You suggest something like that again, and I bury this axe in your kneecap.
I was just thinking it, and then you said go back to town. Let's walk. Walk and talk. And savor the moments where we aren't being attacked by things that are sharp.
You've gone and said it now. Why did you have to say something like that?
No reason. Grunkle's like gripping his sword excitedly.
Okay. So you guys are walking and talking, heading southwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like to think like maybe the last 3/4 or the last like 75% through that is like we started walking in that direction.
Okay.
So it wasn't all just at the glade.
So you guys make your way back down south. You guys know the path pretty well at this point. You've gone up and down. I'm pretty sure a couple times. Yeah, at least, man, handful of times. Is there anywhere in particular you guys wanted to stop along the way, or are you wanting to head back to Arwin's Rest? That's not a trick question. I'm just asking so I don't push you guys all the way there.
Well, it would be nice to see some survivors, or if there are people that survive. So if we see anybody, Grunkle would like to stop and have a hello.
I think
how are you?
the only place we really know of is Arwin's Rest. We haven't really been anywhere else.
There's the place where you abused that stump on purpose with your axe.
Purpose. I don't remember that.
Oh, because it didn't. Well, you were on drugs at the time. So.
Oh, that's not on purpose, dumbass.
I know, I was being an ass on purpose.
Okay, so you guys make your way back down south, entering, crossing the Muddy River, and entering the town of Arwin's Rest proper. Where is it you guys are wanting to go? What do you want to do here?
See, it's not a dead town because he called it proper. That's
Town
a
of
living
Arwin's
town.
Rest proper. I mean, out of like the 500 people that live here, and you guys know of like 6 that are dead, you're right. There's no one left here.
Well, a lot of influential people died. You gotta admit.
A lot of big influential people died. That is true. The dice were not favorable.
Well, we got 2 places to go. You don't want to go in the tunnels. The little one said something about opening the cellar door that I couldn't open. Let's go see Elder Arlane's house. Is that gonna work for you, Torvi?
I don't know where it is, so sure, fine.
I'll lead you there. And Grunkle will lead the way proudly.
Okay. You guys can head over towards Elder Arlane's house. Grunkle, you reach the familiar...
Right here, right?
Yep. You reach the familiar road kind of leading up the hill. The gate left open along the fence line. And the house looming in front of you. Once again, the pile of manure off to the side has been shoveled away. Moved off to the side, I think, due to Grunkle.
I shoveled a good path down to the door, but I didn't, like, shovel all of it.
Yeah, well, that's how you left it. That's how it is. And nothing odd or peculiar changed, except there's, if Torvekek were to do a scan of the house, he would notice one doorknob missing off the side entrance.
Huh, that's a mystery. Let's focus on that part.
This is the only thing that stood out.
Grunkle puts his thinking knob in his mouth.
Oh, that's where it went.
Crunkled up doorknob, thinking knob, yeah.
I guess do I need to make a roll to check the house, see if there's anything that stands out to me?
I've told you everything that would stand out. I mean, if you want to investigate the house further, you're more than welcome to do so.
Okay, I'm gonna.
I couldn't get the doors open. Maybe your dwarven strength and ingenuity could. Otherwise, there's this cellar door that's very resistant, but the little one said they opened it up.
Okay, I guess the cellar. There might be ale down there. Oh, he is an elder. He might have got some good things.
He seemed like one of those weird ones who'd have lots of wine.
The promising thing about this cellar door is that it was a hidden secret door buried beneath a pile of manure, but he doesn't have any animals or farming or anything, so they were like, why would he have manure? So they shoveled it away and found the secret door.
But Torvekek knows none of this.
And Grunkle just saw that they were digging a little bit, and he widened the path.
Yeah. This is all true, yeah.
Okay, Grunkle's just gonna kind of lead down his path, which should be enough space for him to, like, crouch and hunch in, but it should be good for Torvekek, yeah?
Yeah, plenty of room.
Okay.
You guys make it over. You see the, once again, just to describe this, I don't know if Torvekek has seen it, but it looks like a cellar door, 2 doors kind of together, with perfect craftsmanship. That you can't even, like, look through the cracks. This seams up perfectly, and it's closed.
Grunkle will try the door.
There's-
Hand style.
There's no handle. You remember?
Oh, Grunkle will put his hand on it and push.
It's a solid wooden door.
Oh, well, Grunkle not remembering how the little ones opened it.
You just remember that they opened it, not how.
I mean, you were oh no, you were dead.
You're going to go there, huh?
Well, I was gonna say he told us. Just you were on the table sleeping.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
then,
true. Yeah,
and then Grunkle went into coma for 2 weeks. So pardon me for not telling you.
This is also true. Yep.
You do seem to have a bad habit of not telling people things.
I'm a berserker.
Is that
Why am I supposed to be master of communication? I'm here
Because
for
you are
master of
a parent.
destruction.
You are apparently the one that knows everything but tells no one.
I'm trying to be the best I can. And with that, I'm going to raise my sword and swing it down as hard as I can on this cellar door that defies me and makes me look small.
Okay. Roll your attack, not your skill.
My weapon, not my skill. Yes,
Yep.
sir. Trappings.
First roll of the day is an attack roll, not an awareness roll. That's the first time in a long time.
It's just standard, right?
It is... Yeah, there's things that I gotta do. There's math I gotta do on my end, but yeah, it's standard for you.
Come on.
Don't worry, let me look over this. Okay. So based off that, you have 3 fortune points. Do you want to reroll? As you bring your sword down and it drives into the wood and bounces back off, almost like you hit metal, like shing. But you see sparks fly, and you see what almost looks like the wood shake. The door kind of shakes, but you do not pierce the door. You don't break it.
Would it be considered using a fortune point for a reroll if I wanted to have that happen, but then like push Torvekek back and like walk to the entrance and then charge back angrily, like to attack again? Or would that be a new attack?
No, I think that would be a new attack because you have new bonuses that would be added to that, don't you?
Run amok.
Your charge
Yes.
attack, yeah.
Okay.
So I believe
yeah,
that
so
would be a new
Grunkle's like
attack.
frothing at this point.
He is not happy.
And he'll put his hand out to Torvekek to like push him back, but he'll give him a moment to like just go back on his own volition because Grunkle doesn't want his fingers bitten.
All right, I guess I will do so.
And Grunkle's going to just take a swing at the manure on the side first off, like disturbing a bit of the manure.
Interesting. Okay. Upon
and
doing
then,
so, you almost feel like as you swing and you slash into the manure sprays across the side of the house. You almost feel like a pinch go up your arm.
yeah, that makes me angry, I think.
It's almost like there's someone
Strange,
living in
you
your
know?
sword and you just drove them through manure.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that you're living in there. and then I'm going to charge down and swing as hard as I can to smash into smash this man's house into a
Get a
door.
new roll.
And this one I probably will use a fortune point to reroll. Oh fuck! I didn't use the plus 20. It doesn't.
Wait, no,
matter.
that
It
would have
wouldn't
made
have succeeded.
that would have made it a crit success if it was a plus 20, wouldn't it? It
Oh,
would have been
yeah.
a 77% chance, and you would have had a 66, which would have been a crit success. What did you get the plus 20 from?
Plus 20 is from Run Amok. The charge by itself gives you 1 Fury die, which I forgot to add as well. But my Run
That's
Amok
the whole
gives
point
me
of having
a
to
plus 20.
reroll.
I know. When Tough Nut said, It just seems like Grunkle is you, Mr. Pickles.
Yeah.
Act without thinking too much.
Okay, so technically, chat, he would have gotten a critical success here, not a failure. So we're gonna roleplay as such. Pickles is just bad at math.
And thinking.
So as Grunkle charges forward, swings up his sword. Grunkle, you don't notice this, but Torvekek, you see as he brings up this large claymore, two-handed sword for Grunkle. The sword being like 3 times as big as Torvekek. He swings the sword up over his head. You see the sword vibrate blue. As he drives the sword down, and you see basically the wood explodes. The door just explodes as your sword cleaves through it. And Grunkle, you almost hear someone laughing. It's like, ha 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 ha, as the door breaks away. And
But I don't hear the laughing. I just see it vibrating.
yeah, you just saw it like vibrate blue and then drive down. And what's left is a stairwell leading down into a tunnel with no light or anything, so it leads down into the darkness.
So, do you want to talk about the glowing, vibrating sword or no?
Grunkle is going to turn around, gripping his sword tightly and panting heavily, and he'll say, "No." And then he'll emerge up into the sunlight, and what he'd like to do is use his old military cape, which has gotten filthy over time. He's washed it when he bathes a few times, but that's been a while. He'll use that to clean off the sword, and use his whetstone to polish up the sword a little bit for the aggressive swings.
Okay, so you're cleaning your sword?
Yes.
Okay. Grunkle stops and starts cleaning his sword. What is Torvekek doing?
I'm going to take my lantern out and start going down the stairs.
Okay. Torvekek, you head out down these staircase. You've got your lantern out. You're able to see that it's these steps are a mix of like wood and stone. It seems like they were originally stone. They've been patched over with some wood over time. It looks like, based off what you're able to tell, it looks like this passage it was built and then like rebuilt and, remodeled kind of, or, refinished, trying to kind of keep it up to date over time, but getting more and more shoddy kind of as time went on. And you head down into the dark. You head on so much that Grunkle's sitting at the top of the stairs, cleaning your sword. You see the light go down into the dark so far that it goes out of sight. Is there anything Grunkle wants to do before we switch over to Torvekek?
I'll holler down to him and say, "Let's not go too far."
Would I be able to hear him?
At this point, you hear from up above just a muffled like as you notice your light is mixing in with light. Basically, you're coming down a stairwell and it leads to a hallway at the end, and you're seeing light emanate from that hallway.
So the light I'm carrying is mixing with like ambient light that's there?
Yeah, you have light, but then you're noticing light up ahead, and they're starting to like merge as you're getting closer.
I kind of look behind me a little bit.
See the stairwell going up, and it's basically all dark up there. There might be like a tiny little sliver of light somewhere near the top, but...
What did you say, Grunkle?
Do I hear him? I'll assume he asked if I need a cat. No! or it might sound to you. No.
Okay.
We're gonna get to Torvekek. So Torvekek, you push on?
I'm gonna head back up the stairs a little bit because I don't want people getting their heads cut off by standing in a doorway again.
Okay. Grunkle, you see the light kind of start to reemerge from down in the tunnel as it's moving back up closer to you.
I'm a little bit more focused on my sword.
Oh, right, yeah, of course.
Because I'm cleaning it as an apology for the my rage-induced bad choices. Do I feel the pinch go away?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I'll just whisper an apology. I'm sorry. Grunkle not think best sometimes. Trying to learn.
And with that, Torvekek's head pops up out of the cellar door.
Oh, I wasn't talking to my sword.
Are you coming, Grunkle, or are you just going to stand there?
I broke open the door. I thought I should take care of my weapon. Yes, I'm coming now, I think.
Okay, this was your idea, so...
I will say you've had enough time to clean your sword, but not sharpen it if you were planning on doing that as well.
Grunkle will sharpen his sword.
Okay.
Grunkle will be more time.
Grunkle's like, wait.
I will not go into a bad situation unprepared again.
Oh, okay. Sure, you going to come with me, or you going to find your own light?
I suggest you do the same, Torvi. Look at your armor. Perhaps there's something you could do to patch that up a bit.
I do not have a forge or anything I could do to patch up the leather pieces.
Your axe perhaps could be sharpened.
Why are you suddenly wanting people to sharpen things?
Because I need to sharpen my sword, and it needs to be sharpened and maintained. This is a beautiful thing. This isn't some child's sword. Grunkle's gonna grab his other sword to demonstrate, like... This is toy. Gorthok's sword is real man's sword.
You're being very weird, Grunkle.
It needs to be sharpened.
That's right, you did collect your sword when you went back there, didn't you?
I think we both sharpened our weapons before we went out there.
No, back in the... Because when Grunkle switched swords, he left his other sword there. But I think I remember when you guys went back through the throne room, he picked it back up.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave it behind long term. I might drop it readily. Yeah.
So Grunkle, his sword on hill and sword that he's been carrying this whole time? Nice. And you got a spear on it. And a woodsman's axe? Where did you get a woodsman? Oh, yeah, you do have a woodsman's axe. You got it when you were doing... Grunkle's just kidding.
Grunkle over here is just a witcher, you know?
The barrel backpack has, like... The stick is attached to the barrel. It's like something... It's more of something the little ones use, like to grab on and pull themselves up.
That's funny.
Same with the woodsman's axe on the other side. They're like, yeah, I got to the blade part.
I noticed Grunkle's also just carrying a trapping. That's your third item on your list.
I don't know what that is.
A trapping. I'm also seeing Grunkle is
it's
not
supposed
carrying...
to be something. I don't remember what it was, though.
Grunkle's not carrying anything that he could sharpen his sword with?
I thought we had gotten...
Yeah, you gave us whetstones.
Oh, I just didn't add it, did I? No, I could have sworn I did.
Let's see a whetstone. I feel like I gave you guys whetstones. I don't remember who gave them to you, but...
Because, realistically, it wouldn't be something we would have gone out without.
And I'm looking at trapping and thinking I probably didn't save it. Because it's right underneath Blight Arm Mateo.
Trying to be your whetstone. Maybe the skipping stone was a whetstone.
No, it's trapping. I pull out trapping and rub it against my sword.
Pull out trapping.
I have no idea what this is, but it is a trapping.
Yeah,
Grunkle just
calls it trapping. Okay, so Grunkle's sharpening his sword. Grunkle, you can once again make sure that you have a +1 applied to your sword attacks.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. What is... So, Torvekek, are you also stopping and taking time to do this?
Yeah, I guess I might as well. If he's gonna sit there and sharpen his, I'll sharpen mine.
You got the time. All right. So both of you guys will make sure to add a +1 to your weapon attacks, primary weapon attacks. Yeah, because you guys know, especially you, Torvekek, you notice your axe is rusty too.
Rusty? Rusty?
You guys have been in a swamp and you haven't cared for it.
To be fair, like the sword when I inherited it was pretty damaged.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to upscale my apartment here.
You feel another pinch from Gorthak.
Ow. Well, you're not your fault, but your fault. I just inherited the sword. I didn't.
But yeah, you guys get to the point where you're able to get your weapons back in decent shape and at least sharp. What do you do? By this
now
time,
that our weapons
I
are
would
respected,
say your lantern, I'm guessing you put it out?
we don't need it outside of the...
Yeah, so it's either burned out by this point or you put it out and conserved
Yeah.
fuel, which I figured you probably would have done.
Yeah, I would have done that when I got back up.
Okay. Yeah, so you've still got your lantern. I believe Grunkle's also got a lantern hanging off his barrel.
Either that or inside of the barrel.
Well, every time people get inside your barrel, there's nothing in there. But then I look in and I'm just like, you have a lot of shit.
There's Mateo's arm for sure. There's the skipping stone.
It's a magic barrel.
There's the oil. The oil for the lantern is definitely in there.
The magic barrel of things.
So what do you guys choose to do?
Alright, we're heading in. Torvekek, you lead.
Why is it always... Alright.
Unless you want me to lead.
No, you'll get yourself killed again.
Yeah.
You have
Now, before we
bad habit.
push in, I want, just for the viewer's sake and for my sake, can you guys describe what your characters look like at this current time, after everything you guys have been through, kind of what's going through your heads, but really what your characters look like to each other? Like, what would Grunkle see looking at Torvekek? Because Torvekek, I remember you were biled on by the Swamp Dragon. Your armor is ruined. Not sure what the state of your shield is in. Like, you guys probably look disheveled. You know, I can't remember the last time you guys bathed or took care of yourselves.
I bathed not too long ago.
I think either both of you or just Grunkle did recently. I do remember that.
I did somewhat recently, like a few days. Yeah, with the plague and everything, I started to get a little bit scared.
Mm-hmm.
So I took a bath, and I don't remember Torvekek frolicking with me.
No, because I passed out unconscious from the plague.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't want to bathe.
He hasn't really had the time to take care of anything.
So let's do this real quick. Can you guys both roll for me a resolve standard check? Grunkle, yours is going to be a routine. Excuse me.
Routine. I will take it now.
Actually, Grunkle, it's back to standard, and Torvekek, yours is challenging. I will explain why after you guys roll.
Because you hate me?
Yep.
And because you love me.
Hey, Torvekek, well done. Hey, Grunkle, well done. So, Grunkle, you bathed, which would have put you up to routine, but you also haven't eaten in a while, and taken care of yourself that way, so they went back down.
Wait. Didn't we grab supplies from the tavern?
Yeah, but you guys haven't taken a moment and rested. You guys have been on the move this whole time. You guys haven't set up camp or stopped and, you know, had a short rest or long rest or anything, if you want to put it in D&D terms.
I do have
we
nerves of
did.
steel.
We did at the whatchamacallit.
Oh, actually, I don't know if nerves of steel would apply here, actually, because that's my peril.
We had a long
Yeah,
rest
no.
at the tavern before we left.
I don't think being dead counts as a long rest.
No.
Well,
When we got the whole group together, we spent the night sleeping and
You
we
know
had
what?
breakfast, and then we left.
I'll give it to you. I will say that you guys, during that time, you guys would have eaten, and maybe not bathed, but eaten at least. You know,
Yeah.
eaten and
and so
drank.
that's the result of our positive
And
check here.
so your checks would have gotten a little bit better, but either way, you guys passed. So you guys are okay. But yeah, valid point. Okay. So at this current state, neither of you are really feeling the effects of the plague. You feel it hinting at the back of like your throat. You know, you can tell that there's a sickness in the air, but none of it is affecting you directly at this current moment. But if you guys, real quick, can we get a picture of what you guys kind of look like and are going through?
You wanna go? Okay.
Yeah, I'll go first if you want.
Yeah.
Torvekek is he doesn't look hot at all. His face is really pale. He still hasn't recovered all that much from dying. He's got holes burned through his armor from the acid. His shield isn't as bad because he didn't get a chance to try and bring it up to parry, so it doesn't. It's got some surface burns, but it's not burned all the way through. His eyes are like bloodshot. His one night of sleep after all the shit and dying is probably not going to fix him entirely. His hair is really dirty and disheveled. His beard is got some holes burned in it from the acid. Which, if he'd found a mirror and saw that, he would have gone on a berserk rampage.
Damn.
He's not in great shape at all.
Yes, look like you've been through the blender. What about Grunkle?
I mean, Grunkle doesn't really have much equipment on him beyond his barrel. His clothing is just enough to cover. He doesn't really have much in the way of armor. Any armor he has is like dented up and to the point where it's not really useful anymore. It's remnants of armor that was. He might have a shoulder pauldron or something, but it doesn't provide armor. It's just
Do you still have your signature red cape cloak?
I do, and that's what I was using to clean my sword, which I was trying to show that my allegiance to my past is no longer allegiance to my current quest.
Damn.
That I respect the sword more than my berserkerhood. I was hoping for that to be metaphorical and heavy, but yeah, Grunkle doesn't wear that cape anymore because he doesn't want to scare people, and that's not who he really is. And that's sort of like draped in the barrel usually. Grunkle has a lot of damage to his left shoulder, but it's like scar tissue kind of that you can see on the shoulder.
You have a lot of damage to your left shoulder.
Yeah, it's recovered, but it looks like he's been fighting with that a lot. He probably has a bit of dirt on him and oily ogre sweat, but when he's not raging, he just has a cherubic face where he's just kind of like, "Hey guys." And then with his lack of bath in the last few days, he has a little twirl of his hair like greased down on his forehead, kind of like a little Elvis almost.
Yeah. So little Elvis and disheveled dwarf.
Little giant Elvis.
Giant Elvis, yeah. Head down the stairwell into the dark. I'm assuming pulling out at least one lantern.
If Torvy's leading, I imagine he has the lantern. If not, Grunkle can hold lantern too.
Yeah, I'll get the lantern out.
Okay. With Torvekek's lantern in the lead, you guys head back down the stairwell, and as you do, you come to what looks to be, in Torvekek, you'll notice this first, the light that you saw is dwindling, because it's not nearly as bright. The light that you saw at the bottom of the tunnel is not nearly as bright as it was. It's dwindling out and like fading. But you guys see the stairs come to an end, and it leads into like another passage, which has light emanating from it, but dimming. What do you guys do?
Push forward, brave dwarf.
All right. Can we see around us fairly easily now?
Yeah. Dim light, so you know.
Please keep the lantern.
Your lantern is brighter than the light ahead of you.
Okay. I will keep it on then. And keep marching on, I suppose.
Okay. Descending the stairs, you guys see a hallway in front of you, and what you see is this hallway is built. The walls are built with skulls and skeletons kind of molded into the wall. It seems like this passage was kind of built with these skeletons in the wall as part of the architecture. You see the passage is lined, it's like a hallway, and this passage is lined with torches. And these torches are dimming. They're lit, but the fire is going out.
Can Grunkle grab one as we pass?
Or
Or are they not workable to be held?
It's as you go to. I mean, Grunkle probably could. You'd have to muscle it off the wall. It seems like it's planted into something that, like it's held there.
Yeah, can I try and pull it off perhaps with athletics?
Yeah, absolutely.
Standard, I assume.
Probably routine, but if you've already rolled, you've already rolled.
Zip up.
You rip it off the wall, and as you do so, both of you hear a trickle of liquid. Almost sounds like drip, 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 drip. But basically, this is the hallway you guys see. The only difference is the floor is made of like a misshapen cobblestone, or like stonework, to where like it's uneven as it goes along. Torvekek, you probably would have seen this before. Grunkle, maybe not so much, but Torvekek, you might have seen this before down in the deeps where people would lay traps and pressure plates.
Are there skulls on the wall?
Yeah, that's why I said the walls are made of like skulls and skeletons.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Grunkle is suddenly feeling very uncomfortable and skittish.
That's exactly what happened.
To huddle behind Torvekek, holding his torch to protect from behind.
The last thing to note as Torvekek's looking at the floor, Grunkle, you see the ceiling, the wall, and the ceiling. There's like a sliver all the way running down the wall, on either side, where there's like a crack, and you see that the light from the smoke from the torches is drifting up through that, almost like getting wafted away.
A ventilation system, essentially. Is the trickle maybe a fuel source? Like oil?
Thinking that, you could easily tell that, yeah, it seems like ripping away the torch, it was connected to a fuel source that would feed it oil.
Grunkle is going to regret his actions quietly.
Okay. What is Torvekek doing? As you get down there, you're looking at the floor, and you hear as Grunkle rips a torch, kind of pulls. It's still got the mount held to it, and he rips that off. And then you hear drip.
What the hell are
drip,
you doing?
Drip, drip, drip.
I was regretting my choices quietly. I just thought it might help to have another torch.
Why don't you warn the dwarf before you start pulling things off walls?
The last thing I forgot to note, guys, I'm sorry. You see lots of charred marks. It seems like recently this hallway was on fire. As there's just charred marks all along the walls and the floor and everything.
Alright. Don't touch anything.
Okay. I thought that it would be nice to have a second light source, and
It's very nice to have a second light source, but it wouldn't be so nice if that second light source happened to be a trap that you pulled off a wall that lit the entire corridor on fire.
You're right. You're right. Is the torch still on?
Yes.
I'm gonna put it out on the floor, like I'll wipe it on the floor.
No.
No. I stop halfway down. How?
The floor where all the oil's trickling on? Just so I understand.
Grunkle,
Yeah.
what did I just tell you?
Okay, Grunkle will hold torch, not do anything with it.
That was really funny. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Don't touch anything.
Not even rum bottle that you gave me, yeah. Sorry, Raka gin bottle.
Especially that.
Raka gin.
Okay, so there might be traps in here. We don't want to
Okay.
touch them. We don't want to set them off. We don't want you to stick your torch somewhere that will light us all on fire. Yeah?
Yeah.
Don't yeah me. Do you understand?
I understand. It's just the more you ask me to understand, the more bored I get. And the more I wonder if, like, you know how cheese gets better the older it is.
Grunkle,
If
Grunkle.
skulls.
Grunkle, look at me. Look at me.
Yeah.
Do I look like I can stand being caught on fire right now?
Maybe a little bit better because your metal armor won't burn you as much.
No, it'll cook me. We cannot die again. I don't know how we survived the first time. The second time, I don't want to test.
We're both alive right now. Neither of us died. Hate to break it to you, but that's just medical science, Torvekek. You and I are both living and breathing. Yeah, sure. We died for 2 weeks, but we came back, so we're not dead.
Grunkle. Let's go.
All right. And Grunkle won't do anything. He'll hold the torch out to punctuate that. Is the torch still on?
Torch is still on, but you'll see most of the torches are starting to flicker and flutter, like they're about to go out.
Do let me know when it goes out.
Okay.
Because the oil kind of looks a little tasty, and Grunkle's a little curious, but he doesn't want to burn his tongue.
Fair.
Torvekek's gonna keep an eye on the ground and the walls as he's moving.
Okay. Roll actually. As you guys step into the hallway, heading down. I say we take a quick break. We're gonna come back and you guys. I'm gonna have who is in the lead. I'm guessing a Torvekek.
Yeah.
Torvi.
Okay. So I'm gonna have both of you guys roll awareness when we come back and see what we're getting into as we head down this hallway. Okay.
All right.
So with that, we're gonna take a quick break. We will be back, give or take 5 minutes or so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make me a sandwich.
All right. We'll be back when
5
you're
minutes?
done making a sandwich. So, you'll notice if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll notice there's been a cut. Basically, we went away for a BRB. When we came back, I never unmuted myself, so I'm gonna give you a real quick recap of what we've gotten through. So, they found the passage with the skeletons and everything along the walls. Rolling their awareness, they discovered 3 stones in front of them, basically a left one, a middle one, and a right one, lining from wall to wall. That had small little runes indicated on the corners of each one. Torvekek was like, that seems weird, like pretty obvious for a trap, and so he took Grunkle's fire hardened spear, pushed down on it, triggered, pulled it off, basically glug glug glug, pulled it off, ignite, reignited all the torches along the hall. Basically just an automatic light switch. So they've walked across that, continued on down the passage, now freshly lit with torches. Grunkle holding one of them, pulling a bunch of oil into the hallway behind them, but not enough to cause an issue yet. I don't know. There's still a drip 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 back there somewhere. Heading down this passage, they say that they're in this main passage that's heading along, and they saw multiple kind of offshoots, left, right, side passages that are kind of caved in, blocked, sealed, by whatever means. However, they came across one to the right that wasn't blocked. And so holding up their torch, or holding up their lantern and kind of moving down there, they found that it led to it was a very short hallway, kind of led to a small alcove, which had 5 stone pedestals holding busts. The busts were basically of the kind of clavicle, what is this, neck bone? Up, the chest up of the dwellers. I will pull this up on stream.
Like solar plexus of them.
Oh, I don't know what that word is. Solar plexus? Yeah.
Solar plexus is like right here, I think, and it's in martial arts. You're supposed to punch him in the solar plexus because it hurts. You get hit like right below where your ribs connect in the center, I guess. I think. I'm probably wrong.
I don't know. But basically, the top, this up on both of these two, kind of, that's what they look like. And Torvekek was ready to push on. Grunkle went around and did exactly what needed to happen without even knowing the lore or doing the puzzle. Basically found the rune on top, on the forehead of one of the bus. A male-looking alien dweller bus, the bigger one, found a rune on its head, kind of dust, brushed his finger across it, activating it, and a secret door in the wall opened up, kind of, and they're about to push into that room. So that's what you missed. Welcome back. Sorry about that. Huge shout out to chat for letting me know that my mic was muted. Okay, so Torvekek, you're heading into through this door.
Yes.
Okay.
And Grunkle is giddy behind him, like, hey, the secret door.
You open it up, bring up your lantern. I need everyone to roll nothing. As you see, this is just a small study. Seems like a small office. What you notice immediately is a desk, lantern, kind of spilled wax, the chair's tipped over, there's paperwork kind of shuffled around. It seems like someone was here, but left in a hurry. What used to be used as an office doesn't seem like it's been used in a minute.
Like, is the wax still wet?
No. No, it's been a while since someone's been here. It seems like.
Can Grunkle taste the wax?
Yes.
Does it taste
Tastes
any
like
different
old
from
man.
normal candles?
No. It tastes just like normal candles. The only difference you would be able to tell with this is it's been probably weeks since this was used.
I don't know if Grunkle wants to admit that because that implies a very strong knowledge of eating wax.
Mm-hmm.
So Grunkle will say, old wax. And then whispering quietly, maybe 5 weeks old.
Maybe 2 weeks.
Maybe 2 weeks. But yeah, but I would. That's just how it feels.
What do you guys do?
Okay. I'm gonna take a
Is the
look around.
paper written on?
Multiple papers, all very much written on. You see that it looked like on the desk there was what might have been like a journal, but the pages are all kind of flipped about and disorganized at this point. Torvekek, what did you say?
I said I'm gonna look around closely to see if I can read anything on the papers or see anything else that stands out.
Perfect. Give me an awareness check from Torvekek. Grunkle, what are you doing?
I'm also actually very concerned about the book. I'm not sure why, but people value books. So I'd also like to help him. The goal is to like maybe bind it if we have some twine of some kind, or at least get it all into a stack so that we can transport it to the people who can read.
Interesting. Okay.
So like once he's done reading, then I'll like move into like, and while he's reading, I'll be like getting pieces of the loose leaf and then like putting it in a stack.
Torvekek, you recently spent some amount of time. I can't remember at what point. Tutoring.
Studying?
Yeah, learning under a man who came to town and was able to teach you to read and write Common, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alexios.
Nope. And you spent 200 XP points to be able to do that. So, you can read and write Common at a lower, at like a grade school level, but you can read and write Common. So, looking in here, what you notice immediately, Torvekek, as you look around, is you see drawings on the wall that almost look like anatomy and you see what catches your eye is you see a dwarf kind of image on the wall, and it looks like it's like half dwarf, the look of it. The other half is like what you would see in a science book, where it's like the skin's peeled away and it's like the different parts of a dwarf. That makes, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like the muscles and different like makeup, and that's what it looks like. It's like sketched, drawn on the paper, and then you see there's one for like human, one for dwarf, one for elf, and then you see some others of races that you don't even recognize. That's what immediately catches your eye. Grunkle, what immediately catches your eye looking over at the journal. You, however, cannot read and write. What you see looking over at the journal is you see near the end of the journal, that's kind of where it's open at, you see it's been basically like carved, like scratched, something, and then you see off to the right drawings, and these drawings kind of look like different phases of the moon, which you would be familiar with. You guys travel in
Folklore.
Yep, you guys would be able to travel by night and guidance from the light of the moon. You would look up and you'd see the different phases of the moon. You see drawings of that off to the right side. So that's the first two things you guys notice immediately. What would you guys like to do?
But there's nothing else on the paper that stands out to me other than the anatomy, I guess.
That's the first thing you notice of the drawings on the wall. You want to move on? You want to keep looking around?
No, I'll keep looking at it. Like, more in depth.
Okay. Grunkle?
There's more to look at, though.
Yeah, that was just the first thing you guys noticed.
Grunkle will move past. He doesn't want to bother Torvekek if he's entertained by something.
Okay, so Torvekek, you're staring at the drawings on the wall, and the next thing you kind of zone in on is you see that there's writing on the right side. Like, so the left side is like, we'll say we're looking at the picture of the dwarf. You'll see the picture of the dwarf. You know, it's a male dwarf on one side, and there's actually we'll leave it at that. So there's a male dwarf on one side. You see the kind of beard and the hair, and it's pretty decently, you know, sketched. And then on the right side, it's broken down, and you see like the muscles, the brain, you know, the skeletal structure. It's very in-depth kind of anatomy of them. And off to the right, you see notes, and you see like mannerisms, and then notes on dwarven mannerisms, and you see like culture. You see notes on dislike of goats. You see, you know, different like notes about dwarves that have been recorded, and different things about like facial structure, and it shows like, you know, pinches something and something when distressed, or, you know, it's hard to read, you know, the bigger words, and it's like anatomy of like scientific body parts kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's basically looks like someone has been taking notes on the characteristics of different races, how they function, how they work. Grunkle, what you notice as you turn away from the desk, you know, there's the journal, there's scritches and scrabblings, and you can't read it all. You turn and you see someone has made their own, it looks like somewhat recently, not as ancient as the one you saw prior, someone has made their own version of the same drawing that you saw within the ruined castle. When you went into that room and you saw this circular room, and on the ground was this drawing of what looked like some kind of archaic magical symbol. You remember that?
Ooh, yeah.
It looks like someone has made their own version of that here, kind of in the corner of the room.
Oof. That's not good.
You guys do.
I want to point out to Torvekek, there's a One of these summoning circles.
Summoning circle.
Looking at
I don't know.
Torvekek, you've also seen one of these before in the cell of Jonathan, underneath the
Correct.
ruined fort.
Either somebody's kidnapping people magically, or the guy who's been doing it used to live here.
The Rockar Legion kills warlocks who have these. This is bad sign. Grunkle will not feel good about this.
No shit. I didn't realize that having a summoning circle that may or may not be kidnapping people with.
I don't know if summoning circle. I just know it can be. Like
Well,
it's a maybe.
I saw somebody get stolen out of a jail cell with one, so I'd say it's probably a bad thing.
Oh, this is not good, Torvekek. What have you gotten me into?
Rebecca just stares at him like, "Nah, you're not pinning this shit on me."
I was just trying to make you laugh there. This is pretty bad. Torvekek, you ever think we're kind of in over our heads?
What gave it away?
When you died. Kind of felt like...
It was way before that.
Oh, yeah. When you almost drowned and I saved you. Okay.
It was just after that, you know.
This room is bad vibes. And, Grunkle's gonna take another glance around. Is there anything else to alert us of bad vibes, or can we start collecting the like pictures and journals and papers?
I think that's what you guys get from this. You see the anatomy drawings along the wall, see the written in journal book on the desk, all the drawing on the ground.
I'm gonna put everything but the drawing on the ground in the barrel.
Okay, Grunkle goes around and starts taking all the drawings off the wall and picking stuff up. What do you do, Torvekek?
Yeah, and I'll leave my sword sort of within a few meters of me. Like the epicenter of taking things down.
The room's not very big. You'd be able to get to it, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Can I check, like, the drawers in the desk?
Yes. Opening up the drawers of the desk, one seems to have, actually, stand by, I will let you know. Okay. Yeah. Looking at it, so you open up one drawer of the desk, it seems to have, like, actually, Torvekek, you would be very aware of this, hair care products. It almost seems like, you know, like a brush, scissors, you know, to take care of hair. Opening up the other drawer, you see that it has, what looks to be... Seen this before? Yeah, you probably have seen this before. An envelope that people would, like, send mail.
Does it have anything in it?
It's sealed. No,
Does
nothing
it-
written on the outside.
I don't know. I guess I'm gonna take the envelope with me and check it when we're not inside of a deep dank hole that may or may not get us killed.
It's a glitter bomb. Just Grunkle, you're finishing shoveling everything into your barrel. Actually, that's a valid. Grunkle, roll an awareness check for me.
Yes, sir. 39 out of 45.
For the first time in a long time, taking off your barrel, you're shoveling stuff in, and you see kind of the upper body torso of a twig blight. One arm on this side, one arm on this side, kind of head in the middle, kind of looking around. Looks up at you as stuff's just dropping in. It's like, it just looks up at you.
Oh no shit! Is that you, Mateo?
At this point, where is... There he is. He's out of order. Oh, that's the wrong one. Apologies. Stand by. Nope.
Mateo, loading.
Yeah, loading. There we go. Bup. You see, basically, that looking back up at you. Where am I?
Grunkle? What are you doing?
Basically, you just see Grunkle shoveling stuff. Go, oh, look at that.
Well, we're under Elder Arlade's house, and under his cellar. Are you hungry or thirsty, little fella?
I could. What?
Not talking to you, Torvekek.
The fuck are you doing?
Thirsty. Grunkle.
Yes, I'm Grunkle. You're Mateo, but you got turned into something, and then
You see his eyes kind of go wide, and he, like, with his two arms, kind of pushes himself back against the barrel as he's just staring at you. As the last time he saw you, you were cutting him in half.
Yeah.
Grunkle,
Yeah.
what the hell are you doing?
Torvekek, do we have any? Do our water skins have water in them? Would we have?
After determining that you guys took a rest at Hobbs Lodge, I'm going to assume you guys filled up your water skin.
Okay, I'm gonna offer him.
Except, more than likely filled with alcohol. Not water.
Yeah.
What does Grunkle do?
Torvekek's just gonna walk over there, look down, and oh shit!
Yeah, if you do, yeah, you see half a blight looking back up at you. You see actually this is perfect because Grunkle cut right across its face, and you see its head looks just like this. I didn't plan for that, but that worked out really well. You see half its face is like fucked up blight, and half of its face looks like a child, a human being.
Grunkle, what the hell did you do?
It would be Grunkle that's just walking around with like this weird mutation creature growing in its backpack.
You know what? Grunkle isn't gonna see the harm in this. He's gonna give him a little bit of the beer. What he'll do is he'll offer his like hand out. He'll like do a gesture of good faith, like a little finger out, and then also be like, "Here is drink that might sustain you till we can get you to a proper source."
Grunkle, why is there a twig blight in your bag?
Grabs
This
the
is
drink.
Mateo.
What do you mean this is Mateo?
This is Mateo.
That is twig blight.
It's Twigtail.
For anyone who's curious, shout out to Mateo from back in the day when he was taken after sacrificing himself trying to save his friends. His heroes. Carry on.
Why?
Well, actually, no, I'll do a real quick recap for anyone who's viewing. So, back in the day, they had met this child named Mateo. He was the son of Griff. Basically, he met Grunkle and Torvekek at the bathing pond, and he learned that they're built like gods, I believe is what they told him, and they're basically, you know, gods of this world. And he was like, whoa, that's amazing, like, that you guys walk among us and I get to hang out with you. And so he, like, clung to him and was like, you guys are my heroes. And then I think they just berated him and told him to fuck off.
He became a human javelin.
I told him to stop eating rocks.
Well, he was trying to be like Grunkle, so Grunkle said that's what gods do, and so he was like, all right.
Yeah, well, you never told Grunkle to stop eating rocks.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
He knew it was useless to even try.
So Mateo basically was like, they're my heroes, and then they told him to fuck off. And so when they went out on a mission, he followed without them ever noticing. A bunch of failed
We're
awareness rolls and
requesting.
whatnot.
We didn't ask for it.
Yeah, they didn't request it. So he followed them, trying to spy on them and learn and be like them because they were his heroes. And they got into a situation. They were fighting a bunch of blights, and he didn't stand by any longer. He dove out of the bushes, ran over, attacked some blights, kind of distracted them long enough that the blights all turned, grabbed Mateo, and ran off into the woods. Pursued by a very injured Grunkle and Wilfer, a not at all injured Torvekek, into the woods, but a storm had erupted and kind of covered up their escape, and they got away. We haven't seen Mateo since, until he arrived in Arwin's Rest, now a blight, and was immediately cut down by Grunkle, not even having a chance to act.
A near dead Grunkle.
Yep, completely destroyed. It's the second time that I've had a character that I was like, okay, this character is gonna come out dead. Oh, all right. But anyways, that's Mateo's story. Now Mateo is a blight growing in Grunkle's backpack. So we're back. What do you guys do?
Well, now that he's finished his drink,
Yeah, he basically sits there and just kind of downs the beer. Just...
Grunkle, why do you have Twig Blight in backpack?
well, you see, I've reason to believe that Mateo's mother is the mother. And I have reason to believe this is Mateo because I saw him when you were guarding my rear, taking down all of the infantry flanking me. I was able to jump in, and I didn't realize it was him, Mateo. I did not realize it was you. I apologize. Because Grunkle was seeing red. It had a torn shoulder, It's not an excuse, but Grunkle's near. Yeah, it was bad times.
Okay, that explains where Mateo is, but how did he get in backpack?
Oh, yeah, so after the battle, Grunkle felt terrible about harming Mateo. I felt terrible about hurting you. Grunkle not like be berserker, but only good thing he can do. So Grunkle went to body, found arm, apologized, and made oath to make things right, to help your mother find peace. That's not what Grunkle said. He said he wouldn't kill her. And Grunkle still does not want to hurt your mother.
Okay, so if he is in backpack...
You can talk to him directly. I've been kind of doing it this whole time.
I am not talking to him.
His name's Mateo.
If he's in backpack...
He saw you naked.
He's monster, I don't care. If he's in backpack...
Wait, when did you see Torvekek naked?
Didn't Torvekek bathe with me the first time?
No,
he didn't.
He sat on the shore. He was scared of the water.
He's a
Grunkle's
dwarf.
the only one who got
He
naked.
doesn't swim, he sinks.
Okay, sorry. Grunkle assumed you bathed with him. My bad, dwarf.
No, Torvekek has bathed once this season, and it was at the behest of Grunkle, who was finally like, "You need to go," and Torvekek was like, "Okay, turn around."
So
Yeah.
if he is in backpack and he is being reconstituted by single piece, does that mean the rest of the twig blights we killed are going to come back?
Yeah, that's why we have to solve this as soon as possible. Right, Mateo?
Solve what?
Corruption. Get rid of the corruption. Help the mother.
My mother. My mother's alive.
Do you know anything about what's going on with your mother? Where she is?
Kind of looks down and he's like, "Oh, he's talking," and then I'll look down and he's like, Yeah, I was supposed to lead her arm. And he looks down and just realizes he has no legs, and he's like, where are my legs?
Mateo, I'll pour him another sip of drink.
You do realize you're giving small child alcohol.
It's helping him calm down. I don't have other liquid. He's thirsty. He's made of twig. Photosynthesize it or something. Mateo, I think that your body will grow back and you will be back to your form before I...
What he's not telling you is you led the army into town to kill all your family and friends, so we cut you in half.
I bear
No.
the responsibility of having cut you in half, and I apologize. I didn't know it was you. I just need to protect the town.
No, we just wanted Arlene. We just wanted
Well,
Arlene.
he's no longer there. He's on the mountain somewhere. So you invaded town and started killing people for no reason.
Wait,
Congratulations.
what? You said, why did you want Elder Arlene?
We went to his house, but he wasn't there. Everyone was holed up at Bob's Lodge, so we were going there to find him.
Right. Did you hear what
You
I
guys
just
wouldn't
told
let
you?
us in.
Did you hear what I just told you?
You kept us from getting to Elder Arlene.
Elder
we don't know
Arlene
where-
is not in town. He's not there.
You see, he's just kind of realizing he was... So basically what he's saying is they went to Elder Arlene's house, he wasn't there, found out everyone was held up at Hobbs Lodge, so they were going to Hobbs Lodge to get Elder Arlene, but they couldn't get in because you guys were killing all of them. Like, you guys are protecting Arlene?
No, we tried to protect townspeople that, got murdered.
We didn't know Elder Arlene disappeared at the festival right at the end. Remember? They said something about how there's
Mateo's been gone. He wasn't there.
Your uncle, he wasn't that festive.
Oh, yeah. So he got upset about something about an arsonist not being found by some other people, and then he disappeared. We don't know where he is, other than that he might be on Mount Starlight. Our comrade Wilfer, who you didn't meet, I don't think. No, he didn't.
He's dead now.
Wilf.
No, you never met Wilfer. He was pre-Wilfer.
And
He's
Wilfer
dead now,
is-
so it doesn't really matter.
He still deserves name, unlike Grunkle.
No, he had met Wilfer, because Wilfer was there. Wilfer had his legs shattered.
Yeah.
He was chased after Mateo.
So
It's
basically,
a
what
good
we're
lesson,
trying-
actually.
So he didn't actually
Basically-
meet him. He was spying on you guys when you found Wilfer.
So basically, what we're trying to tell you is you invaded town for no reason, killed and took people for no reason, killed me for no reason.
That's not true. He did give reason.
Oh, he killed me for a reason then, did he?
No, well, yes. They wanted Elder Arlene, right, Mateo?
But he wasn't there.
They didn't know that, though.
Then they should have asked.
Do the tree folk speak common, Mateo?
They do not.
Torvekek is just steadily getting more and more worked up.
So you guys killed the tree folk.
Oh,
We're trying to stop the corruption.
No, we're trying to stop corruption. You invade town and start killing people.
oh, Grunkle thinks he gets it now.
I'm
I find
curious
it
what
hard to
Grunkle
believe.
gets.
So, the tree folk in the glade were pissed off about corruption. And they're recruiting people to fight against the corruption. Mateo, you wanted to fight with us like a superhero, even though Grunkle is just sort of marginal hero. And so you enlisted with them eventually. By force, or... Grunkle not really sure about a lot of that, actually. But it's something else causing the corruption, not the tree folk.
My mother was taken from me. Turns out she is one of the tree folk now. She leads some of them. Others, basically there was a split. And my mom, She leads some and are fighting back, trying to stop chaos.
It would be great if we could help with that without, trying to kill us. Again.
You stood in our way.
You didn't
We
say
found
anything
the
before
source.
trying to stab me.
So Elder Arlane is the source.
From what I understand, Elder Arlane made a deal. Something. And it changed everything. That was when my mother was taken and turned into the tree folk. As were many people, they all went missing. We didn't know where they went. We thought they died or were left, but they all were turned into tree folk. My mom was mad, and so she revolted. You wouldn't know the word revolted. She fought back and changed. She became what you guys are calling blights. Basically, they were mad about becoming tree folk, and they wanted vengeance, and her vengeance kind of took over, and she's now a blight. But she's still in there. She talked to me. The other blights, they led me to her. He kind of looks at himself, and he's like, she did this. But she's still in there. She's just so mad. So she sent us out to find Arlane and bring him back. But when we went there, he wasn't home. We kept trying to find him. He wasn't there. So finally we came in by force to see where he was hiding. And I figured out that everyone was being held at Bob's Lodge, so I sent my people there. I was walking down there, figured this all out, and he looks up and he goes, "Hey, you killed me. I saw you kill me."
Yeah, I did already mention that and apologized earlier, but yeah, I did kill you. I thought I was protecting the town, and I apologized. And that's why the day after I came to try and make amends, to apologize to your spirit. That's why I took your arm and brought it with me to try and beg your mother for forgiveness.
The blights are, well, I think they only know anger now.
That explain the murderous rampage, yes.
Yeah, that is part of what fueled my defensiveness. I didn't think you'd talk to me. I didn't know it was you.
I think
At first, I didn't know it was you.
You guys killed more of us than we ever did.
That was kind of the goal, yes. It's how battle works.
Grunkle got scared and defensive.
The blights are angry. They only know vengeance. I hoped for something different.
Uh-oh.
Well, you did a very good job of storming into town and killing everyone. Good job of it.
At this point, Mateo's gonna go silent. You guys have anything else you want to say or do?
Grunkle just wants to reiterate. I want to make everything right. I make so many mistakes, and I just want to make it right. If you're willing to work with us, Mateo, I do seek to find Elder Arlane and right this corruption, to make this land prosperous again.
Torvekek's just kind of standing behind Grunkle, contemplating his axe.
Mateo hears all this, but has basically turned his body and just kind of sitting in silence.
Think on it, Mateo. You can use my my barrel to recover.
You do know when he gets done recovering, he's going to try and murder us again, right?
You know, I'm gonna be putting on the barrel. If that's his choice, I kind of feel like I have it coming. I'm gonna trust him, not to make the same mistakes that a Grunkle would.
Am I the only one in our group that's not suicidal?
Well, I haven't had my head lopped off yet, but
No. We're 4 for 6 on that one.
yeah, we're doing pretty good, Mateo.
He has no idea
yeah.
what you guys are talking about.
That's okay. I'm trying to keep him in the group now. I guess we should lead back out into the main corridor and keep walking down. I don't know if there's anything else to do here other than like push the stuff to the side so that he has some room to sit, I guess. I might have to drop a few. If I have to be selective, I'll try and just have like the journal and the ogre, dwarf, and elf. Maybe they have those for the paintings, drawings.
I wonder if he can talk to all his buddies from here.
Well, he's not talking to you anymore.
Well, I know he's not talking to me. I'm asking if he can talk to all the other twig blights.
Mateo.
Torvekek's still walking. He's just kind of
Someone told them
contemplating
exactly
that.
where you guys are, and someone said, "Yeah, we're gonna kill all of you." So, who knows? Maybe.
No, diplomacy would be ideal. If you can tell them that we want to talk, we just don't speak goodly.
What has been told to Mateo is he went down there to try and solve the problem. You guys murdered all his people and blamed it on them, and you would do it again, and he's the problem. And you told him exactly where you guys are. So that's what he knows so far. That's what you guys have relayed.
I don't remember telling him about murder everyone. I told him I killed all the people trying to kill us.
You said that was the nature of war, and Grunkle said that he got defensive and wanted to protect the town.
And even Mateo
that
said
could
his people are just, they only know vengeance. And so he, I don't know, and he was like, yeah.
It might be a kind of a flush here.
Yeah, Mateo was basically saying, like, yeah, his people are flawed. That's why he was trying to go down and solve it. And I believe the response was, well, you fucked up. Good job.
Yeah, basically.
Even though he never got a chance. He literally arrived and got killed, so. But yeah, it's his fault. You're right.
In the sitcom of Dwarf and Ogre,
Yeah.
the ogre has better bedside manner.
There's so many things that went wrong here. I don't think, okay, out of character, I don't think either side's blameless in this. But
Mateo said his people, they
Yeah,
only
yeah,
know
yeah.
rage. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, yeah.
Shit's fucked, but he can't say that because he's 8.
Right. He's a child. He's like, they're all mad. They're all so mad.
Everybody's a bunch of farts.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah,
so,
Mateo.
in Torvekek's point of view, they've attacked him twice for no reason. It is what it is. He has no sympathy.
I get that.
Well, and out of character, that's where Grunkle is coming from. Even if everybody is hurt and everybody feels justified, we got to do something to solve this in the end, and that's where it is at this point. We might not all trust each other, but we're all going towards the same goal.
This would be great under the table talk. What do you guys do?
We're moving forward in the corridor. We
Okay.
come back from out of
That's
our
right.
little tunnel and keep going down the path.
Heading back down the path. You guys will carry on down the passage. You can feel the air is starting. You guys start to notice it starts to get a little chillier, just slightly. It's as you guys progress, you just kind of notice you're like, oh, it's gotten a lot chillier since way back when. It's been like a gradual thing. It's not all at once. What else do you guys notice as you head down this passage? You notice various odds and ends items, kind of houseware stuff. You notice like, a vase or vase, vase, whatever you call it. Or like, you know, some strewn like cutlery, like plates and bowls and stuff. And I'm gonna need both of you guys to roll. We'll go. It's gonna be an awareness check. Do you guys? I'm gonna go to awareness check, and it's gonna be routine difficulty. Good for him. Okay. So as you guys are traveling, you notice that the torches have gotten farther and further apart, very sparse. And Grunkle, you're kind of looking around. You see some of the pottery and stuff kind of laying out. And Torvekek, you notice this is no longer just like a hallway or a passage. You're walking in what used to be like a city street. Once upon a time, these torches are lined almost as like street posts. As you're walking, and you notice some of these like passages that you've seen off to the side aren't just like random hallways. They're like buildings and like homes that are crumbled apart and buried under ground from years and years. This is part of the ancient civilization that you guys are walking through. And as you see, you're kind of walking along, and you see homes which off to the sides, kind of broken doors, tables, very just caved in, completely useless. You're going along, and you finally come across one that, Torvekek, you're going to notice that this one, the home is not clean, but cleaner than any of the other ones you've seen. It's got an actual table, a bench on either side, set in the middle. There's something on the table, you can't tell from out here, but the home itself looks at least halfway put together, as opposed to all the other ones that you've noticed that were just completely like caved in wrecks. Is there anything that you want to do here before pressing on?
I guess I'll try and check out the house that's completely wrecked.
All right. Yeah. Torvekek is turning down one of these side passages. Grunkle?
I'll follow him.
Okay. As Torvekek, you breach the threshold into this home. Grunkle, right on your heels. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. We will be back around the 10-minute mark. So you guys find yourself down in the catacombs of an ancient civilization. Kind of walking around. The remnants of a city street. The torches becoming further and further apart, kind of lighting the streets. You guys stepped inside a home off to the side, which seemed to be decently put together, at least more so than any of the other wrecks that you have encountered thus far. Torvekek led you inside. He saw a table, something on top of the table, a couple of benches, and then the rest of the room just wasn't completely like caved in with dirt and stones and stuff. So, picking his head in, entering in, the first thing Torvekek would notice is that there is a stuffed animal sitting on the table. It is a stuffed animal that might be somewhat familiar to you, but would need some closer inspection, possibly. Grunkle, I'm going to need an awareness check because you're the second one inside. Okay. Grunkle gets distracted and walks off. Torvekek, what do you do? He's still in the same home. He's just walked it.
I guess I'm checking to see if there's anything that stands out to me other than the teddy bear.
Okay, give me an awareness check as well. Grunkle, you're stood in front of a door, a makeshift door, that has some writing on it, and it has 3 blocks on it you could like push, They have symbols, and the symbols on them you actually recognize. One looks like a fish, one looks like a cat, and one looks like a mouse.
Let's go fish.
Okay, you push it?
Yep.
Okay, you push it and you hear a clunk.
Torvekek, I'm going to push a button.
Torvekek, the first thing you notice as you look around is you see, with that successful, you see that the stuffed animal is a stuffed animal of what looks like a rhino, which you've actually encountered one before. In game. And in real life, probably. I don't know. Looking elsewhere around the room, there isn't much beyond the door that Grunkle's standing at. You can see isn't like a normal door that was put there. It seems like it was recently built, kind of haphazardly with like makeshift planks and stuff kind of put up there. It's got some writing and then a couple. Well, actually, it's got some writing. That's what you can see. Grunkle's blocking the rest of the door. And you hear a clunk, and then Grunkle will say, "I'm pushing a button."
It sounds like you already pushed the button, Grunkle.
Yeah, but Grunkle's trying to get better about calling it out first.
You didn't.
Yeah, but instead of not saying it at all, it just came afterwards by a little bit. Eventually I'll overcome and be before the action.
Fine.
Anyways, I pushed the fish button.
What did it do?
What did it do?
What did it do, Grunkle?
I'm gonna hit the cat button.
Nothing happens.
I'll hit the mouse button.
Nothing happens.
I'll hit the fish button again.
Nothing happens.
Grunkle,
Yeah.
did you hit more than one button?
I didn't activate more than one button.
What does that mean?
That means only one button pushed in. The other two did not push in. I'm going to push the other two buttons.
Okay.
It's an echo of action. I'm trying to... Yeah, I'm trying.
I guess you are, maybe, possibly.
I'm going to step to the side to show him the door a little bit more, if I can.
Yeah. You see that there's writing on it, which Torvekek could probably read. And then there are the three buttons he was mentioning. Looks like left to right, fish left, cat middle, mouse right. Like wooden blocks kind of put into this makeshift door.
But it didn't seem like any of them did anything.
Grunkle pushed the fish button and it went clunk. Something clunked inside the door. And then pushing any of the other buttons, nothing else happened.
I'm going to try and push on the door.
I'm just gonna get. Do you want to read the words or no?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you can push on the door, but if you want to read, you remember Torvekek knows how to read now. On the door, you see 4 lines. First line says, "I'm quick and spry, and I'll eat the lot." Second line says, "It's a riddle, you see. Food for thought." Third line says, "Find me first. That's the goal." Fourth line says, "Steal my meal, then you're dull." I will I will put this in the game so you guys can.
Appreciate that. So, what are the buttons again?
Left is fish, middle is cat, right is a mouse.
So what order did Grunkle push the buttons?
He walked up and pushed the fish, and it went clunk.
I thought he pushed other buttons.
Then he pushed all the buttons.
Okay.
And
So
they didn't do anything.
I'm gonna do fish, cat, mouse.
You're gonna push him?
Yes.
Nothing happens as you push the buttons.
Yeah.
The buttons are broken.
Yeah, it looks like it. Let's go.
Maybe you could open the door?
Maybe.
Do you not want to open the door?
I don't really want to know what's behind the door, because last time we went into a room we didn't know it was. I figured out you had a blight in your back pocket.
Yes, we found out the good news that Mateo's recovering.
It's great that Mateo seems to be in control of his own faculties, yes. The news that the twig blights will slowly grow themselves back, not so much.
Yeah. It's good news if it means Mateo's coming back. Rooting for you, Mateo. I'll say it backwards.
You want to open the door? You press button.
I'll try and open the door by normal, polite means.
There doesn't seem to be a handle. Pushing, it doesn't seem to budge. Could try and bust it down.
What's the door made of again? Stone?
No, wood. It's like pieced together from like broken bits and stuff. That it seems like someone put this together. It's kind of a, can't think of the word for some reason, but like a
Makeshift?
yeah, it's makeshift kind of door that was built and put here blocking this.
A raft game style door?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm can I use like a kick to try and bust through it?
Yeah. Give me an athletics roll.
Okay. I thought that'd be simple melee, but athletics is actually better.
Actually, no. You do have a roll for this. Unarmed, I believe is what I named it.
Oh yes, in my trappings. Barehanded.
Yeah, barehanded. That would be your roll.
What? Standard, I assume.
Yeah.
Quick and spry.
Nice.
I think I'll eat the lot.
You basically Spartan kick this door and it breaks and shatters open. You see that a lever fell on the backside and blocked the being able to open it, but snaps right off, and that was the clunk you probably heard. You guys break open the door. What you see on the other side seems to be a closet, or the remnants of one. There is basically a bunch of debris and rubble, but sat right on top of the rubble, right at your feet, is a note. This area is still clean, still not nearly as dusty or dirty. Grunkle, you would notice this looks like there was a bunch of stuff stored in here at one point. Now there's just a note. As you see, it would be the equivalent of what we would know as like a walk-in closet or like a pantry or something. And what you see is a bunch of like empty barrels, like wooden barrels, empty wooden barrels, kind of empty backpacks, kind of cloth tarps kind of laid out that probably were wrapped up holding stuff, but now all of this is empty and almost a makeshift storeroom. It wasn't original. I mean, it's just like a small closet, but it was kind of like someone was using it as the storeroom. Now there's just a note at your piece of paper with writing on it at your feet.
I will pick up the piece of paper with writing. I don't understand it, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to pass the scribbles to my dwarven friend. Torvekek, more paper, more story. I'll check the barrels while you read words, or decipher scribbles. I'll put it
What does Torvekek do?
on your
Sorry,
shoulder.
I was muted.
Oh, I was like, what is Torvekek doing?
I pick up the paper and try and read it.
Okay.
I'll check the barrels.
Fred.
Yes. Oh.
While he's reading, I guess. Pickles, you look around. This place is cleaned out. It looks like it was a small little makeshift storeroom, but if there was anything stored in here, it's gone now.
There is nothing here. Somebody stole it.
Can I knock
waste
over
of-
one of the barrels?
Waste of time.
You can absolutely knock over a barrel.
I'll push it over with my foot while holding onto my sword. Yeah, it seems like everything's empty.
About good for our luck here.
Yeah, you know, when there's not monsters trying to hurt us or threaten the town, I feel like we're doing a good job. It's always nice to just kind of enjoy. You know, there's nothing dangerous about here. It's just a nice anthropological visit, like how my kind would do in our home country.
I'm pretty sure your kind go around murdering things, yes?
Oh my lord, yes. And then we make all the best museums about the cultures we've destroyed. Like, it's like you've never visited the Rockar Legion as a tourist because we'd kill you.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm not terribly proud of my heritage.
You seem to be.
Well, part of me likes that I come from such a cultured, proud people, but the other part of me hates how imperialistic my people are. I want to protect people, and no part of the Rockar Legion is about protecting. It's about gaining for the Empire. I just want to make places better. And I do a good job of it. Grunkle kind of just looks down at his feet. We should probably be going on. And trying.
Turning around to head out. Torvekek, you notice the stuffed animal isn't on the table.
Oh, great. The thing that stole this shit is still here. That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
What?
Makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
What are you talking about?
The stuffed
Talking
bear.
about Torvy.
The stuffed bear isn't here anymore.
Mateo, the stuffed bear isn't here anymore. Just keeping you updated.
The woman took it.
The woman?
What?
Uh,
Wait, what woman, Mateo?
Went outside.
Grunkle's gonna follow Mateo's words and go outside.
Yeah, stepping out back into the street, or the passage as Grunkle could see it. Ooh. Should have had this up, I apologize. You see this? Standing outside, cradling this stuffed animal in its arm. It kind of stops and looks up at you. Looks over at you, I should say. This thing is about as tall as you, but way thinner.
Yeah.
Not nearly your size, but about the same height as you, give or take. Yeah.
Grunkle still has his sword at ease, like on his shoulder. Like it's a big sword, so he just like holds it with one hand leaning on his shoulder. Sometimes two hands, but with his offhand, he'll just do like a hesitant but friendly wave. Initially, it's hesitant, but then a wave over.
oh,
Give a grin.
no.
This thing
That's
goes.
the assholes that chased me through the tunnel.
Its eyes kind of do this weird blink as it kind of watches you.
Is that how you say hello? Because, hello, I am Grunkle, formerly from the Rockar Legion, but not anymore. I'm kind of a free sword.
It kind of brings its arm up and brings it back down.
Does it? Hey, Torvekek, kind of having a confusing time out here. You know words.
I can speak standard. I can't speak whatever the hell that is.
Is standard different from common? Because I speak common.
It's the same damn thing, Grunkle.
Yeah, but sometimes you speak a little bit more formally, and sometimes I have weird words.
It might be because I'm a dwarf.
Oh. Okay. We come in peace. Friend? Grunkle will, like, gesture out with his hand, open palm to, like, show, like, friend?
Sing kind of mirrors you.
Not sure if point's getting across or if you just like the way I move. I like the way you move as well.
Yeah, this thing is very delicate and agile, its tail kind of swaying out behind it. The eyes very narrow-slitted, watching you.
Huh. It doesn't have any weapons?
Doesn't seem to be. It's got a stuffed animal.
Do its fingers have claws?
Yeah.
How sharp?
I've seen this. No. Looks decently sharp. The only reference to this, and actually looking at its claws, you would probably remember this. Griff was said to have died holding a door under Arwin's rest closed, and the blue arms were slammed inside the door, reaching around, stabbing into it. I think that's the only reference to this that you would probably recall your folklore being the skill that would bring that up. This thing is holding a stuffed animal. It looks similar to the rhino that you originally encountered, one fleeing with Wilfer, and then you encountered it, I think, reconnecting with its mom at one point, and then you encountered the mom dead and being eaten by kobolds. Other dibses.
Can I whisper to my sword, Gorthok, is this of your type?
I don't believe the sword can talk to you. The only way you've talked to Gorthok is when you were in your sword. And he was like, what the fuck are you doing in here?
Oh. I need to get him more furniture.
He had a nice little campfire he was hanging out at.
Yeah, but he could use like a grill. He deserves a cooler filled with beer.
Yep.
Maybe better chair. Anyways, Grunkle's gonna go out on a limb here, and he's gonna take the barrel off and set it down on the ground behind him. Does it lunge at me?
It's watching you. Kind of
okay.
Holding its stuffed animal close.
Grunkle's going to take his large sword and set it on the ground in front of him. In a position where if this thing lunged, Grunkle could just reach down, grab it, and pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
And because Grunkle's kind of like in runner's position on the ground, he'll set the sword on the ground and move his hand away slowly. Grunkle is good ogre. Bad berserker, but good ogre.
This thing is gonna kind of watch and then seems to just turn, its tail swishing out behind it, and begin to kind of glide down the street. And these nice, elegant... Yeah, down the street, the direction that you guys were going.
I want to quickly get my backpack back on, grab my sword, and say, Torvik, he's leading us to the goal.
I don't think that's what's happening because
That's what's happening.
I've encountered these things before, and all they did was chase me.
No, this one, trust me. I had a moment with him. He did the purr, but it was lower pitch.
Did you not hear Twig Blight Man in your backpack? It's a woman, not a man.
Oh, God. Sorry, Grunkle.
This does not inspire me with confidence that you know what you're doing.
We had a moment.
Misgendered the changeling.
That is not the issue here.
No, that is the issue. Grunkle has some...
Also, you're not supposed to know it's a changeling. That was a slip of the tongue on the DM's part.
Yeah, there's a slip of the DM's part.
They're known as dwellers here, guys.
Grunkle feels...
For any viewers,
bad
I slipped up on it under the
misgendered.
table and called them a changeling, which they're not supposed to know that they're changelings.
This is a good episode.
So,
Yeah, so Grunkle's gonna equip his barrel, his sword, and if he has to, his lantern to follow after.
lights are still lit at this point.
Oh yeah, we have torches on the lamp style torches. Okay, yeah. Grunkle's gonna head off after telling Torvekek that they're being shown the way. It's a respectful distance that Grunkle will keep, but he's gonna try and keep up.
What's happening? It's not being shown the way. It's probably just taking you somewhere so we can be chased again.
What does Torvekek do?
Barrel's on.
He doesn't have much of a choice. He's gonna follow.
Okay. So, as this creature strides down the street, holding its stuffed animal close, Grunkle following at a respectful distance, I hear, and Torvekek following at a reluctant distance behind him. You guys move down the street. As the scene continues, goes on for a decent way. Is there anything either of you are wanting to do? It seems to continue walking, and every now and then it'll kind of look back over its shoulder and continue. It kind of does this like elegant, almost like, for lack of a better term, like if a girl's walking away and she's, this is gonna sound bad. If a girl's walking away and she's doing that like saunter thing, I don't know how to put this without politically incorrect.
I get what you mean.
But she's doing that like saunter. Everyone, we all know what it is, and even you guys know what it is. And she like does that like flirty like look over her shoulder. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know
coy.
Okay. It's coy. Thank you. Yes, that's the politically correct wording.
Yeah, that's why you have me here. The only reason.
Thank you, Pickles. You're keeping me from getting canceled. Yes, does that coy like walk and then coy like kind of look over the shoulder before continuing on. Kind of almost seems like making sure that you're still following. Is what Grunkle gets from it. What Torvekek gets from it might be something else.
Torvekek's like
happily followed.
Torvekek's not exactly happy about it, but he's following Grunkle.
Can Grunkle look over his shoulder and give an inspiring word to his comrade?
I thought Grunkle was gonna do the same, like coy, flirtatious look at Torvekek. Yeah. What do you give to Torvekek?
Well, the look wouldn't do anything, even if I want to do that. Grunkle will like say over to his shoulder. I'm starting to get what you mean by how, stone tunnels are way better than any that could be done with roots from trees. You're right.
So you've gone from Granny Evelyn to Weird Blue Thing. Great.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just admiring this architecture based on our earlier arguments.
Right.
And there's some cats arguing in the background, so I'm sorry if you're hearing them.
Some cats at it.
It's more with my players' existence, but...
They're just in Grunkle's head. It's like one of those cartoons where it zooms inside his head and it's just two cats fighting.
It's three cats, and they're all rolling around going...
That's going on in his head right now. That's Grunkle's brain.
One cat like gets out of the fight every once in a while, and it's just kind of sitting and like licking its paw, and then it just jumps back in.
Sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate for Grunkle. This carries on for quite a while, and you guys finally come to It gets colder and colder. You guys are noticing the air is getting chillier and chillier, and eventually it finally comes to what looks to be a tower. But the remnants of this tower have long since corroded and fallen away and just crumbled, cave-ins and whatnots. So like any stairwell or, you know, passage up is gone. But you see this creature kind of moves up, puts the stuffed animal in its mouth, and just becomes scaling the side of the wall, going up the tower.
So how are you planning on following it now, huh?
Grunkle will give you a stupid look back, like, and then he'll try and climb.
Okay. I'm gonna need an athletics check from Grunkle.
Athletics check, standard, I assume.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Critical success. Grunkle gives you a stupid look and just begins like throwing himself up the tower.
Grunkle did a lot of rock wall climbing in high school.
He says as he passes the creature scaling. Grunkle's just
Grunkle's like, yeah, so I did summer camp, and you know, I did a lot of belaying courses. I could do the rope work for if people want to rock. No.
In the back, you just hear. What does Torvekek do as both of them scale up into the fog?
Torvekek just looking up dumbly like, what the hell? Is there a door going into the tower?
No doorway, but you can see from here it looks like it's just complete cave in inside, like dirt and mud and rocks.
On Tuesday, when you're playing, you're going to get a moment during that session, I assume, where it's like your other self has this vision of a tower. Grunkle has betrayed you and left you behind. You're just at the bottom of it. There's fog. You're getting bad vibes. And you'll be like, "What?"
I feel like Grunkle's abandoned me.
Why do I have this strange feeling Grunkle abandoned me?
What does Torvekek do?
Climbing.
Do what?
What is Torvekek doing?
Just is there stairs or something in here?
No, there are the crumbled remains of what may have been stairs once upon a time.
Of course. I guess I can't really do anything. I'm not gonna try and climb that. I'm a dwarf, not a rock climber.
Okay.
You're not trained in athletics?
No.
I thought Man-at-Arms got athletics.
Let me double check.
Nope.
Oh, no shit. Huh. I guess I appreciate being a berserker.
So, what does Torvekek do?
I'm just gonna sit and wait, I guess.
Okay. Grunkle! The creature picks up its speed, kind of scaling up the wall, trying to keep up. You ascend, and it gets colder and colder, and as you notice, as you get up, it gets darker and darker and darker. You're basically climbing through darkness at this point, up this tower. And as you get up to a point, it comes to like a ledge, and you kind of ascend, and you put yourself up, and it like leads inside, and the creature kind of joins you. And as you're standing there, it's a dark, space. It's totally dark. You can barely see each other. Your sword is probably the illumination right now. Kind of the only thing, like, glowing this blue hue that you're able to, like, see your immediate surroundings. Yeah. And this creature kind of looks at you and then looks up. And up above, you can see there's a square of light kind of coming through, and you feel snow falling down on your face. And the square of light, I should say, is it's a square of light, a little ways up, slightly up. It's not super far up, maybe 2 or 3 stories, give or take. An easy climb for Grunkle, but
maybe.
As you just climbed like 100 stories.
Grunkle's tired now.
Yeah, oh, I can't do that. But basically, the creature looks up there and looks back to you. What does Grunkle do?
So that leads to the cause of our problems.
Kind of looks
Grunkle-
up again and looks back at you.
Has the corruption affected your people?
You see at this point she's once again holding a stuffed animal and just kind of looks down, and you can't read these creatures. They're totally different, like facial structure, and like if they looked happy, it would look different than if we looked happy, right?
Yeah.
This thing gives off a facial expression of something at that, but you can't tell what possibly.
Yeah, like flaring nostrils or something, and it's like
Right, its facial
or
is
angry?
changed, but you're like it's obviously reacting to what you're saying, but you can't read them.
Okay. Torvekek will be up here shortly. And I guess we'll climb up there as well. Do you have a name?
You can see this creature is just kind of like, I mean, it's really hard to read. It doesn't seem to be trying to communicate anymore. It just kind of is like chilling.
Well, Grunkle's gonna sit down and wait for Torvekek, I guess, because he assumes Torvekek's coming up after him, and he'll say, "I'm going to call you Princess because you seem like a royal friendly."
At that, Grunkle can give me a folklore check. Meanwhile, Torvekek can give me an awareness check. Okay.
Fuck me. That's the one I wanted to succeed at here.
Hey.
Grunkle, she could be a princess for all you know. She could be,
Queen of England. And
Yeah,
we don't even
she-
know
yeah.
what England is.
Yep. Torvekek, as you sit down below, you hear, the as they're climbing, as Grunkle's climbing, and then that sound almost comes to a stop as you're sitting down there. It's eerily silent. It's cold. You felt this cold before. You remember what being frozen feels like. This isn't that cold at all. Not even close. Don't take that away from this. But it's just it sends that chill, and you're like, ugh, yeah. And you realize it's just dark. You are alone. What is going through Torvekek's mind in this moment?
He doesn't really have anything in particular going through his head. He's just waiting, I guess would be the best way to put it. Not really anything he can do. He's just there.
So as Grunkle sits atop this tower, mere feet away from what could possibly be their goal, sided by half a twig blight known as Mateo and a new strange alien creature next to him.
Princess.
Named Princess, yep. We're going to zoom the camera out off of this tower into the dark, overlooking this ancient civilization, the streets. And as we zoom out, we see the small figure of Torvekek almost fade away and dissipate. And poof, Torvekek is gone. As we zoom out,
Oh, great.
and we realize that wasn't the real Torvekek. Tune in on Tuesday if you want to see where the real Torvekek has been this whole time. We will see you
I'm
Tuesday
with
for the
Shadow
next.
Torvekek?
Yep.
I don't even get the real one.
We will see you on Tuesday for the next episode of King's Crossing. This has been episode 39. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Huge shout out to Mr. Pickles and Fred playing Grunkle and Torvekek effectively, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you guys for a great game. How do you guys feel that went, all things considered?
I got some
thought it was
critical
hilarious.
successes. I'm happy.
Torvekek, what'd you say? Fred?
I thought it was hilarious.
Hilarious?
That last part at the end, yeah.
You guys definitely had some moments there. Yeah, some crazy successes out of this game. A couple of we had a crit fail, 2 crit fails from Grunkle, bunch of failures actually on awarenesses. You guys had a lot of awarenesses. This one wasn't really like a big fight kind of game. You had a critical success awareness. That's when you saved him from the trap.
I destroyed the cellar door and
With a
climbed up
critical
that
fail,
tower.
but was supposed to be a critical success.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I had 2 critical successes where it makes me feel happy for my character. Because I want Grunkle to be strong, and I want Grunkle to be able to not be me. So climbing up that tower was great. But that's stuff for under the table.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more on the next episode of Under the Table. There will not be an Under the Table tomorrow on Monday. We're going to be on the next week. So, if you guys want to see more of this, there's a whole playlist on YouTube. If you are watching through that playlist on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you liked this video. Again, sorry for the technical issue there where I was muted for part of it. Hopefully the recap helped. And that's all I got for now. We will see you in the next one. Later.
I love you.
Adios.